Inside the Minto Sports Complex in Ottawa, Gigi's versus Carabin women's hockey coming up in just a moment's time. Graham Naismith here alongside Gigi's alumna Brianna Newold. We'll quickly take a look at the starting goaltenders, and in goal for the Carabin is Maude Desroches, making only her second appearance of the season. Her only game came almost exactly a month ago on October 27th when she took the overtime loss against Bishops, stopping 31 saves, or making 31 saves, we should say, in the OT loss. And then in goal for Montreal is Mika Sarrazin, making her third straight start. She took the loss against Bishops the other night, Friday evening on the road for the Gigi's. And she hasn't had much luck against Montreal this season, taking 2 losses, giving up 3 goals in each of those games. But Brianna, she was very good in the Colonel By Classic exactly a week ago.
Yeah, no, she absolutely had a phenomenal game that time against Carleton, making really timely saves for her team.
That a 2-1 victory for Ottawa, and we're underway at the Minto Sports Complex. Ottawa only dressing 10 forwards and 5 defenders today, as it's a bit of a depleted Ottawa lineup.
Yeah, definitely down a few bodies, and I think what's going to be really key here for the GGs against a relatively strong Carabin team is taking those really quick shifts, making sure that you're not staying out on the ice too long and getting caught in your zone. As we mentioned, down a few bodies there.
I mean, Plante to skate this one down. She's paired up with Reese Metfum, and it's really taxing on the defenders, it has to be said, Brianna, when they've only got 5 of them out there. Skating forward now is Kylie Lalonde, trying to control the rolling puck, kicked aside by Desroches. Lalonde around the goal now. Looking for Birkby. They bank it back from Michaela Krzyzewski. She'll fire a long shot that goes wide. Lalonde buzzing around here early on. Can't pull the trigger on that one, and it's grabbed by Kellyanne Laforge. Around for Kellyanne Nadeau. That one touched around by Garon, muscled forward all the way back for Maëlle Laplante, a first-year defender who's tied for the team lead in points with 7.
No, Maëlle Laplante has been really impressive. We mentioned her during pretty much every game. Offensive, defensive, definitely a good first year here for her.
And there's 2 young, impressive offensive defenders in this one. Jade Picard, the other one, and she's right there behind Desroches right now. And she won just about everything you could win last season. She was the Rookie of the Year in the conference. She was on the first All-Star team as a first-year player, and was also a U Sports All-Canadian or All-Rookie team nominee, we should say. And she had a tremendous first year for the Carabin. She's off to a good second year here. Jade Todd controls it at the hash marks. Getting it for Laplante. Backhanded, it's on here for Biesenthal, but Desroches slides out well to cut down the angle.
Nice try there, though, by Biesenthal. You can see a little bit of frustration there, but, she did a good job basically trying to disentangle herself from the defender and able to at least get a bit of a stick on there for an opportunity on the goaltender, Desroches.
Gigi's rolling with an all right-handed defense pairing right now with Prou and Laplante. You don't see that too much. NHL coaches would be drooling at that, 2 right-shot defenders out at the same time. And here comes Pelletier. Pelletier flying forward, trying to get around Prou. Hyington over there to intervene, and they get tied up. Picking it up now is Duchesneau. Trying to cycle now, Pelletier. Trying to get it to the point for Fontaine, but it's cut off. Still Pelletier into the slot. Can't pull the trigger. Loose puck here for the fave. Poked away by Sarrazin. And then it's another save and cleared away by Laplante. McLean's flying through the middle. Gagnon not on the same page as her. Icing waved off early here at the Minto Sports Complex. Chances at either end early on. Bouncing puck thrown in by Reese Metfum. Now breaking away with it is Laurie Fontaine. Fontaine moves along the dasher boards, received back behind her goal by Sarrazin. Nice touch pass, but it's just out of the reach of Charlie Healy, but she's going to get on it here, Charlie Healy, trying to get it through the skates onto her backhand. She'll throw it towards goal. It's saved by Desroches. As we said, Desroches, only her second game of the season. Her first one was an overtime loss to Bishops. In her entire Carabin career, she's never lost in regulation. However, last season, her first year, has to be said, she only saw action against McGill and Carleton. She had a 5-0-1 record and extremely impressive numbers, a .962 save percentage in those 6 games. Moving in now for a shot. That one's wide off the stick of Roland.
And I think on that one, Roland did not get even close to all of it, as it was a bit of a fan.
That one kicked aside by Desroches. Lalonde skating in behind the goal, trips up Nadeau, nothing coming. as this puck is banked over to Jade Todd. Up for Lalonde. First coming away with that puck is Rose Michel Cardin, who then promptly ices it. Taking a look to our right, GG's alumna Taylor Sims takes a seat. As it's a decent crowd here at the Minto Sports Complex today. Les Bleus always travel well, and maybe a bit of a sparser Montreal crowd than we're used to here. Maybe a bit of a hangover from the Vanier Cup yesterday. And it was just down the road in Kingston. And Montreal winning that one, their second ever Vanier Cup for a relatively young football program. Other one coming in 2014. This one's all the way around and will roll for icing. Actually, no, they're going to wave that one off as Reese Metfum's back. Wave off from the far side in front of the GG's bench. I guess it clipped something on its way through. And it's back with Metfum. Laplante. McLean wanted that one, and she will get it and sweep it in, then head off for a change. That pass just missing Thériault. Marie Thériault's really had a great start to the season, had only 7 points in her entire career coming in, and now she has 10 points in 11 games.
That's quite the improvement there.
Yeah. Thériault had a goal and an assist against Concordia a couple of nights ago. And neither of these teams have been able to beat Concordia this season because, well, no one's been able to beat Concordia. They're 12-0, number 1 ranked team in the country. The last time they lost was in Montreal at Sepsum in the national championship gold medal game. That one in overtime to the Mount Royal Cougars. Break on here, icing being waved off late, as first that puck is Gervais. Getting around for Laurie Fontaine. Moving it forward here smoothly is Garand. Garand holding off Gagnon. Krasinski chases her back, and coming away with the puck is Maya Laplante. It was a penalty-filled game the first time these two teams met, as it was a parade to the penalty box from both teams. In fact, there were 7 penalties taken by the GGs in the season opener. Touching it forward is Fontaine, and Giproux on the puck. Nice little shoulder dip, but then can't complete the pass to Charlie Healy. Moved forward by Beatrice Bilodeau. First time we're saying her name today. Assistant captain on this team in only her second year. She doesn't have the A on this jersey, but she does have it on the Garnet away uniforms. That one forced down low by Duchesneau. Prou first to it, but she shoved off the puck. Fontaine takes a tumble. Official right there to make sure that one's all clean. And skating forward on the far side, that was Laplante, but she's dispossessed, and it's thrown back behind Sarrazin's goal. 5 gone. It's been a good pace to this one early on in Ottawa, as it's actually the 3rd and 4th place teams technically, as Montreal comes into this one, although they have an identical point total to Bishops. Bishops officially in second based on tiebreakers. And Bishops beat Ottawa the other night. And Gabrielle Santerre, the great player, great first-year player for the Gators, is leading the entire country in points. Oh, and that'll be a penalty there, as Hyington shoved down Maya Zion, and it'll be the first power play of the game for Les Bleus.
Yeah, and like you mentioned here, Graham, good pace so far to this first period between the two teams. And this is something that we've always come to expect when these two teams play each other. You know, it's a lot of flow that happens. There haven't been a ton of whistles other than a couple icings here or there. And there's always, you know, good 5 players on the ice on either team that are playing against each other. So we'll see what happens here with the Carabin power play, you know, operating at about 17.6% here, and then GG's PK operating at 77.8%. I mean, like you mentioned, seven penalties in the home opener, quite a bit of practice on the PK for GG's.
And then they took a number against Carleton as Roland moves in and shoots. That one hits something and goes into the corner. When they first played Carleton here at the Minto Sports Complex, it was a parade to the penalty box. I think it was 10 penalties called against the GG's in that one. Ooh, it could have been another one right there against Birkby, but the arms stay down. Nice saucer pass to the far side for Nadeau. Roland again. She'll take a shot, stopped away by Metfum, who wins the puck, and she does well to clear it down, and it was touched with a high stick by Nadeau, so this draw will actually be coming outside of the zone. on the Carabin side of the center stripe.
It was a good job by Mepham there, as that's exactly what you need to do as a defender on the PK. You have to go out and challenge that flank, and that's exactly what she did, having a couple block shots. That one most recently there where she was able to get it clear.
1:19 to go in the Hyington penalty. And Giproux on it, she dumps it down. McLean touches it forward. And Gervais all the way back for Laforge, but McLean's going to go in there short-handed and then doubles back. But here comes Bilodeau again. Good killing here from the GGs. And Bilodeau steps back. Greg Bowles, who helps oversee the PK, will be very happy with this as Bilodeau touches it forward. McLean's going to skate down here against Desroches. Oh, and she caught Desroches. I think the goalkeeper may have made a bit of a meal out of that one. And the official right there and says there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of contact there, but again, you know, we've seen Kate McLean play, and there's never anything malicious about that. It was just a bit of turning on both sides, a bit of a little touch, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it was a good bit of deception from Desroches as she threw it behind her goal, and it kind of threw off McLean, and I think nothing much there. And there's still 25 seconds to go in the Hyington penalty. That one banked off the boards and out. Good killing again from the GGs. Laforge. Touch pass inside. Here's Garand. To the far side off the stick of Peltier. To the point now. Long shot kicked away by Lalonde. It was off the stick of Gervais. Pinching back doors Laforge here as the penalty's about to expire. Gervais fires it in there. It's blocked by Lalonde and out of the zone. So a good first kill for Ottawa.
Yeah, a couple good blocks there for sure by Lalonde. She gets some well-deserved pass from her teammates there. She heads back to the bench.
Hyington fresh out of the penalty boxes on the puck now. GGs are onside. No clear signal from the official, but they're in there clean as Gagnon touches it back. But McLean briefly lost her footing, and then it's stepping up well as Laplante. And Gagnon has the puck here. Gagnon still on it. She had that big goal in the Colonel By Classic a week ago. Gagnon at the hash marks. Touching it back, Krasinski. She'll fire one. Stopped by Desforges, and then it was Hyington who was tied up well by a Carabin defender. Important tie-up there as Hyington would have been right on the doorstep unimpeded after the drive from Krasinski. Gagnon, could she get another crack at it here? Touching it back, great feed for Jade Todd. She'll shoot, stopped by Desforges, loose puck. It's cleared away, excuse me, that's Desroches in goal, of course, not Desforges. Maud Desroches of the Carabin as that shot's well wide of Desroches' goal. This one ricochets around. Todd not quite on it. Now Maya Laplante. Bilodeau fires it in there. It's off the leg of Thériault. Sauce through the middle. Laplante grabs it. And now it's Prou up for Todd again. And they're coming in waves now, the GGs. Jay Todd with a shot. That one well high and wide. It's going to ricochet all the way around. And the Carabin could be away on the counter. But it's Beatrice Bilodeau flies over to impede Mélène Lefebvre. And Giproux one-hands it out of the zone, and the GGs get some much-needed fresh legs out there. Halfway through this first period, not much to report from the Minto Sports Complex. Free-flowing hockey thus far as this one rolls down to Sarrazin. Krasinski around her own goal. Gonna lug it herself here. Krasinski's still going, but it's Lefebvre who takes the puck away. Birkby with a nice move, and here she comes. Birkby with a shot. It's blocked by, that was Caldin who made the block. And now it's Quentin. Quentin rings it around. And Biesenthal's the first to it. Haven't said her name since that really good chance in close in the early moments of the game. And now it's Flo Lessard. Lessard cutting right in there to the backhand. It's a good stop and held by Desroches, but the official's arm goes up for the slash.
Yeah, it was a really nice opportunity there by Lessard. What I would have liked to have seen, I feel like I've mentioned this during other games as well, is, you know, she had an opportunity to just go into the middle a little bit more. It took a little bit too long to go from far outside the dots to getting in the middle slot area there. And yes, she was impeded 100% by a slash, but would like to see a little bit more of that. She's a quick player. Should be able to get to the middle very quick with an opportunity. So
it's almost like a penalty shot where she got the goaltender moving and tried to slip it through, but it was a good save in fairness to Desroches.
It was, yeah.
Nadeau's the one off for the penalty, by the way. Laplante for Todd. Todd walks in, and maybe that was a pass to the back door for Biesenthal, but it missed the mark, but the GGs are back on it. Along the dasher boards, Fontaine tries to muscle it out of the zone, and she does. .30 seconds gone in the power play for Ottawa, their first of the game. And that one is off the glass and out. Biesenthal back to get it with 5 goals on the season, Alyssa Biesenthal. Laplante. Stick handles forward herself. Really good work there by Maëlle Laplante, but then she can't complete the pass. It's hammered out by 15 there. It was Laurie Fontaine who cleared it away. Carabin numbers slightly bleed into one another here. It was Fontaine or Garand. It was indeed Fontaine who got it clear.
Either way, Carabin player.
Yeah.
But I just want to mention that was a really nifty move there by Birkby behind her own net. She was chased by a Carabin forechecker. You're on the PK and made a nice little nifty move using the back of the net to evade the attacker.
Could be something on short-handed here, but it's Sarrazin who does really well to control that puck. It was Poiré-Lehoux who was in there short-handed almost. Amelia Laplante. And that one taken away and cleared down the ice. So the GG's power play going about as well as the Carabins did early on. Not much doing. Garand now battling for it below the goal line. 10 seconds to go in the Nadeau penalty. And 7 and change to go in this first period. It was a scoreless first period when these teams first met in the season opener. But then the Carabins got 2 quick ones when they met the next time. Mepham with a drive. It's blocked by Garand. Now they battle for it near the Carabin bench, and it's out of the zone, and Krasinski throws it right back in. Up for Maya Dion. Dion trying to slip through. Dumont now not able to get the pass. That's Camille Dumont. First shift I can recall her taking today. And that's Dion who's on the ice. Loose through the middle is Roland. That's where they're looking, but Sarrazin's tight to her post. Roland back on it. Long shot blocked away by Krasinski. A reluctant block, if anything. It kind of hit her, and now it's a one-on-one opportunity for Gagnon. Against Cardin, she'll shoot, saved by Desroches. Maëlle Laplante, bring it right back where it came from here, Laplante. Centering pass, it's going to find Proulx who shoots. It hits something and went wide. Laplante again, she'll shoot right into the breadbasket of Desroches. So between the 2 games that these 2 teams have played coming into this one, the GGs had only gotten 10 first period shots combined between the first 2 games. I'd have to say they've got at least that in this one.
I was going to say, I think they've done a much better job getting pucks to net. And we've mentioned this in other games before where they need to get more shots on net. There end up being a lot of plays around the outside without any penetration into the slot area. So I find they're doing a much better job getting those shots on net here this afternoon.
Biesenthal has it roll off her stick. She'll stay in pursuit of the puck, however. And now falling down is Fontaine. Nothing coming. And here comes Quentin. Onside. Poked away by Proulx. Back for Fontaine. Or excuse me, that's Pelletier. Nadeau. Nadeau, Quentin can't control it. Now it's Angie Proulx with Biesenthal. She'll dump it around and then peel off for a change. Nadeau shoved into the boards, but it's up for Justine Pelletier. Lalonde.
Smart play by Lalonde. Instead of going right back in, she recognized that her teammates were still offside, had patience with the puck, and only got it in after they'd already cleared.
And icing would be called here, but it's waved off as Reese Metfum's back to get it. Lessard. She had that really great opportunity that led to a power play a few moments ago. Gervais. Can't get it. Now here comes Lessard again. Can't get it through Thériault. Jade Picard, and there she is again, 27. Really haven't said her name too much at all today. The big second-year defender for the Carabins. She actually had a hand in the goal that ultimately ended the GG season last year. That one chipped in by McLean. Gagnon tries to shoot it. It goes wide, and it bounces to Desroches, who holds it. And we talk about Picard. She was the one who, I don't think she was credited with the goal, but she kind of created the overtime winner in Game 3 of the playoffs last year. And a big missing piece for the Carabins after that game is Audrienne Veillette, who is now playing professional. I think she's actually with the Ottawa PWHL team, I think I saw. Obviously, no longer in the blue of the Carabins, and she'll be a big loss. But it has been, you know, filling in by committee here for the Carabins. And Gagnon's actually lost a skate blade, or is she hurt? I think she's lost a skate blade as she crawls off the ice here. Or she might be hurt, as that would be very bad for Ottawa. Here comes Fontaine. Fontaine working it around Lefebvre. Trying to hold it at the dasher boards. Along the half wall now. Lefebvre being shoved off the puck by Bilodeau, and now it's knocked back by Laplante. So Gagnon went down in the middle of the ice. I honestly didn't see what happened at all.
No, I didn't see anything either. It must be just hidden in the play that happened, but she was definitely in a lot of discomfort as she
Yeah, she couldn't put any weight on her foot. I thought she lost a skate blade because she was like, she couldn't push off at all.
Nope.
And now she's being worked on by the GG's trainers, but the GG's momentarily down to only 9 forwards as Fontaine dumps it in. Carabins are offside, or on, oh no, they are offside now. Or actually was icing, as there was a washout by one official. Another official had her arm up, and it's going to come all the way back down the ice.
I've come to realize that sometimes these games just have a lot of confusion in terms of the calls that are made or not made. But yeah, no, hopefully everything is okay with Gagnon there for the GGs. As we mentioned, already down a few bodies. So to go down even one more body would be pretty catastrophic, I think, at this point. As
we said, Taylor Sims is in the stands here. Maybe we can get a quick, you know, eligibility check there and suit her up. I think she's probably at all 5, but you never know.
Could be a loophole.
Yeah, you know, there was compassionate appeal for a 6th year maybe.
Exactly.
And trying to move it forward there is Leila Gagnon. Again, first time I can recall seeing 97 out there for Les Bleus. Backhanded forward by Prou. Nadeau down to one knee to try to force it out of the zone. It's grabbed by Dumont. Angie Prou now. She'll be logging a lot of minutes today with the GGs having only 5 defenders. Hyington taken into the boards by Roland. Roland's been good today, I think. She's been everywhere. Shot by Dion. Save made by Sarrazin. Picture perfect positioning as usual from Sarrazin.
Exactly. I was going to say, as usual, what we've come to expect from Sarrazin, you know, knowing exactly where she is in her crease, making sure that she's getting that angle perfectly down as she did just there. And yeah, back to your mention about Roland, we've said her name quite a bit. She's had a couple of opportunities there on Sarrazin, so definitely involved in quite a bit of the action that's been happening so far this first period.
That was Caldin who muscled it forward. Krasinski's first to this one with Roland taking her into the boards. This one throwing, and Caldin was way out of position. He was actually doubling back into the neutral zone, so McLean gets it and just misses Lalonde with the pass. And then Desroches falls on that one.
And you know what? As a defenseman, I actually think that was the right play by Caron. You're the weak side defenseman. You had McLean, who was right high up there on the point covering. You're not an option. Even if you widen out across the blue line, you're not an option still. So you want to make sure that you're covering your defensive partner, and that's exactly why she was actually outside the blue line a little bit more in the neutral zone just in case. So I actually like that defensive play, but still, defensive partner should have absolutely looked over to see what was going on there.
Yeah, some sort of miscommunication there, and it resulted in a bit of a break the other way from the GGs. GGs look to be the better team through the middle. Oh, and this one's given away. Walking in with a shot. That one just fought off.
Big stop by Sarrazin there, as it did take a deflection. She had to adjust her stance a bit.
Now another drive that goes wide. It was Poiré-Lehoux who had that great opportunity. Laplante methodically making her way forward. She hammers it in, and no GGs chase it, as now Jade Todd makes her way into the zone. But yeah, it looked like it was really the GG's game for maybe a 10-minute stretch there towards the middle of this period, but it's definitely evened out for the last 5 or so.
I mean, I think the GG's have had more cycling opportunities. I think they've had more offensive zone time. I mean, I don't have the stats at all. I never get those stats, unfortunately. But just from looking here and watching the game, I just feel like they've had a little bit more. But again, you have Montreal, who's trying to even out the playing field here, and they will, as GG's take a tripping penalty there on, I think it was Poirier-Lehoux.
Yeah, one of the more obvious calls I think our
Yeah.
officials will have to make today is Reese Metfilm got caught
Yeah,
reaching for it.
easy call there. I think all of us in the entire Minto Sports Complex knew that that was a tripping call. And again, it was just an errant stick. No intention necessarily there, but good good opportunity that resulted in it by Poirier-Lahou. And even last time the Carabao were here playing against the GGs, that's a player who was making all kinds of mischief for them during that time too.
Second power play of the game for the Carabin as this puck is just out of the zone, and we're inside the final minute of this first period. So assuming no goals, this power play will be straddled by the intermission. Garant. And they're in there onside, but then spinning it out of the zone is Lalonde. And here comes Berkby, thinking about something shorthanded here. She's going to be first to the puck with Garant chasing her. And now trying to take it herself and backhanded. It was blocked by Desroches. Garant up for that is Peltier. Here comes Wikona Laloche. First time we're seeing her today, and it's on the power play. Garant, time ticking down here in the first period. They're in onside, but now it is out of the zone. Here comes Jade Picard. Picard doubling back, and now she stick handles right out of the zone. 5 seconds to go. Roland takes a look at the clock and decides to bust in. Roland forced to the boards 1 second, and they're not going to get an opportunity before time expires in the first period. Entertaining stuff from the Minto Sports Complex, but no goals to be had. We'll be back in about 20 minutes' time for the second period between the GGs and the Carabins. Back inside the Minto Sports Complex for the second period. Graham Naismith alongside Brianna Newold. Nothing doing through the first 20 between the Carabins and the GGs, and the Carabins do start this second period on the power play for about 50 seconds as Reese Metham's in the box, and we're back underway in Ottawa.
And always tough when your power play opportunity is straddled by an intermission, because any momentum you manage maybe to get at the start of it, it kind of goes away with the intermission. So be interesting to see what the Carabins are able to do here, if they're able to do anything on the power play for the last 30 seconds of it.
And breaking out now is Poirier-Lehoux. We'll try to get a shot total through that the first 20 minutes. It must have been pretty even between the GGs and the Carabins today. Thériault moving it forward for Poirier-Lehoux. Poirier-Lehoux from a tight angle. It's forced away by Krasinski. Roland now. Fresh off the bench is Garand. She'll throw it back door. Nadeau, it's blocked by Krasinski.
I was going to say, huge block by Krasinski there, as it looked from our angle up here that there was a bit of a wide open net. Sarza had not yet managed to slide over.
Yeah, a glorious opportunity there, and now Lessard has it chipped wide. Laforge banks it off the boards. This one grabbed by Maëlle Laplante. She'll shoot. Oh, that one's deflected off the crossbar and out. They're going to say it hit off a GG player, so the draw comes out.
I think it actually hit off Lessard that was in front there and then managed to hit the crossbar, but a little bit lower, it would have been right under there.
Shots 12-6 apparently for the GGs through the first period. So a busy first period for Desroches.
It kind of checks out the maths, I think, as we were saying that it seemed like the GGs did have more shots on net during that first period there on Desroches.
Battling for it behind the goals, Lessard again. Bilodeau over there as well, as this one's banked forward. This one behind Joanie Garand. Garand on it now, dropping it off. Lefebvre throws it in there, kicked aside by Sarrazin.
Yeah, good rebound control there by Sarrazin. She managed to kick it off safely into the corner instead of right out front, as there were Carabins. They were just waiting for that opportunity.
Bilodeau shoots, scores!
Well, one opportunity at the GG's end for the Carabins. Nice stop there by Sarrazin. Ends up in a rush opportunity for the GG's, as I believe it was Lola Sarr to end up with the puck and just made a little 2-foot pass over to Bilodeau. Bilodeau just released a shot. Not one of her better shots, I'll be honest. It wasn't a cannon or anything like that we're used to seeing from her, but I believe it did go off a bit of a stick on the Carabins, just over into that left-hand bottom corner on Desroches.
It was a bit of a reluctant goal celebration from Bilodeau too, although I see no reason why she wouldn't get credit. As now shooting, scoring, Picard ties the game.
All right, then. The GG's goal hadn't even been announced yet, and off the face-off, I think Picard, maybe she heard us saying that she hadn't really done much yet this game, and she decided to pretty much take that herself, and from a really poor angle as well, managed to get a really nice shot off in that top left-hand corner above Sarrazin. Really well placed.
And that's Picard, as advertised, one of the best defenders in the entire country. Wastes no time tying the game. We were just about to say it would go down as Bilodeau's third of the season, but that will be Picard's fifth, and the GG's led, I think, officially for all of 9 seconds.
If we round up, yeah, maybe 9 seconds. A good response, though, by Carabins. I mean, you have to be happy as a head coach that see your team responding in that way.
And Gagnon's back on the ice. Remember, she went off in a lot of pain very late in that first period, but she's back out there now as they're in across the blue line clean. Biesenthal shoots. It's blocked away by Nadeau. So all of a sudden, the chances are at both ends through the first 3 minutes of this second period.
And just a quick little mention there, as we did see Gagnon on the ice, and she went off for a change. And, we've seen Gagnon play many games. It didn't look like she was quite 100%, so it'll be interesting to see how she does throughout the rest of this game.
Amelia Laplante skating it down. That one moved away by Audrey Gervais. That pass through the middle just misses McLean. And here comes Poirier-Lehoux getting into a foot race with Bilodeau. Bilodeau favored to win that one, and she does get the puck. So I was just about to comment after the GG's goal. We think back to another famous game where they were undermanned, and that was in the first round of the playoffs back in 2022. They had a COVID outbreak on the team, and I think they only dressed about like 14 players for game 2 against McGill in the first round, and it was right here at the Minto Sports Complex, and they beat McGill, who were the all-powerful Martlets at the time, with Jade Downey-Landry and goaltender Trisha DeGear. And it was Sarrazin who got the start in that one back when she was a rookie as a backup, and she absolutely slammed the door. I think it was 2-1 or 1-0 in that one.
Yeah, I remember that game. I remember being up here calling it, and it was quite an emotional game. It was a good game. It was really a story of resilience. As you mentioned, they were down so many bodies, and everyone just showed up to play that game. You could tell they played with a lot of heart. They really wanted that win.
Yeah, and could be something eerily similar today, although they've still got plenty of work to do here against Les Bleus. Laforge, is she forced off the puck here by Healy, who has to be careful with the official right there, and it's muscled out by Laforge. Krasinski fires this one in, icing waved off as Les Bleus give chase. Laforge carries it forward herself and dumps it in. Sarrazin leaves this one behind her goal for Reese Mepfum. Mepfum up for Lalonde. It's off her stick, and the goal scorer, Picard, gets it back. Only as far as Charlie Healy, and the GGs are way offside, so they turn the puck over to Picard. Up for Lefebvre. Gahan mishandles it, tries to throw it into the middle. Krasinski's having nothing of it. Back with Gahan now. Backdoor pass, shooting. That one blocked. Again from Gervais. It's loose in the middle. Sarrazin down. She pokes her stick at it and somehow jams it loose to Todd. Kylie Lalonde now trying to put it through the skates, but it's well defended by Gervais. Lalonde muscles it to Lessard. Lessard has it taken away though, and now it's poked past and a 2-on-1 developing. That's Laloche on the puck, trying to slide it across for Garand. It was well read by Angie Proulx. Touched back by Lessard, who backhands it in, and the GGs were briefly offside, so it's gathered by Laforge. Back with Angie Proulx. Ooh, not on the same page as her former Limoilou teammate, Maëlle Laplante.
I was going to say a bit of a miscommunication there. Laplante looking for a switch and a drop, whereas Proulx looking for a D to D and up. So bit of a couple different transition choices there, and they both had different thoughts on what to do.
Now Lessard, who's been out on a bit of a long shift, is going to give chase for this one against Gagnon. So there's two Gagnons out there, Ariane for Ottawa and Layla for Montreal. Centering pass, Mrs. Bildo. Here's Ariane Gagnon. It just goes wide somehow, and that's picked up by Laforge on the rebound off the end boards.
Good pressure here that the GGs are putting on Carabin.
Bilodeau still on it. Centering pass. Lessard had her stick lifted, and now it's Fontaine as the GGs retreat. Banked past Mepfum. Gagnon's going to be first to the puck, but no, it's Laplante who skates right through and separates her from the puck. That was Amelia Laplante.
And it was a little bit of a hesitation on Mepfum's part. And as a defenseman, once you hesitate, that really kills you.
Peltier. Shooting, saved up high by Sarrazin. Loose puck bouncing through the slot. It makes its way out to Cardin, who shoots it, and that was blocked by Mepfum. Quentin on the far side. Behind the goal for Fontaine, loose again in the slot, and it's rebounded by Bilodeau. Sarrazin along the dasher boards, but she turns it over to Roland, who spins around, arms stay down as she was checked hard by Hyington. Chip forward for Biesenthal, who can take off 1v1 against Quentin. Biesenthal to the backhand. Quentin moves it away with one hand on the stick.
Yeah, good defensive play there by Quentin. She followed Biesenthal and wasn't looking at the puck, was watching the body. Ended up breaking up that opportunity.
Cardin in the corner tries to backhand it forward. Bouncing puck off the skate of Maëlle Laplante. And now good defensive play by Maëlle Laplante, taking the puck away from Zion.
Yeah, interesting play, though. I mean, it was a good defensive play by Laplante, but what I thought was odd is that she turned back towards her own zone, where exactly where the Carabin player was on the ice. She could have turned up ice and had a good opportunity there in the offensive zone.
Now trying to maneuver forward is Roland. Roland, she's got a couple of moves in her locker, and here she comes. Roland, oh, almost had another one there, but Prue kicks it away.
Oh.
Nice spin move through the middle by Biesenthal. She's got a couple of moves as well.
I think you heard some oohs all in the crowd as well during that one.
Bouncing puck can't find Lalonde. She'll skate it into the corner. Can't get it past Picard, who takes the puck and the body. Audrey Gervais back on it now. Banked forward by Gervais. Gervais backhanding. Oh, it's a great one, and Sarrazin gets the paddle of the stick on it. Now Lessard, she's surrounded by blue shirts and turns it over to Poiré-Lehoux. Poiré-Lehoux with plenty of speed. Flying in and shooting, saved by Sarrazin. Rebound opportunity, that didn't miss by much. I think it was Poiré-Lehoux who got her own rebound.
She did, yeah. Both good shot opportunities. I mean, the first one was an absolute cannon, I think.
Duchesneau. She'll throw it to the far side. Mephem skating it down. And turns it over. Backhanding it towards Nadeau was Thériault, but didn't find the mark. Thériault wheels off for a change.
Gigi's looking a little bit discombobulated in their defensive zone coverage here.
That one banked off Krasinski. It's Laloche again. Nice move by Laloche, getting around Krasinski, but she does well to defend that. This one forward and taken by Laforge for Kellyanne Nadeau. Great pass for Lefebvre on the backhand, saved by Sarrazin. And the rebound's dealt with as well. And now Birkby's onto the puck. First time we're saying her name in this second period, I think. Birkby flutters it forward for Beatrice Bilodeau. She's got one already today for Ottawa. Bilodeau doubles back and can't get it down low for Jade Todd. Lefebvre misses the mark with the pass. Prue skating it down with icing waved off. Halfway through this second period, 1-1 goals for Bilodeau for Ottawa. Followed up shortly thereafter by Picard for the Carabins. McLean skating it down. Icing will be called against the GGs. Carabin bench happy with their team's effort, and it's Isabelle Leclerc behind the bench, as she has been for the entirety of the program's existence. She's got to be up there with among the some of the longer serving coaches in U Sports. As she's nearing, well, she's just about 15 years now at the helm of the program. And you look, she's definitely the longest one in the conference. And, you know, you look around the country, I'm not sure there's many who have been around much longer. As Howie Draper was really the elder statesman of coaches, so to speak. But he departed in the offseason for the New York franchise in the PWHL, as he was synonymous with Alberta Pandas hockey for over 20 years. Won a national championship in this building, as some are fond of reminding us. But yeah, I'm not sure there's too many. I know Chris Larat at SMU has been around a while, but I don't think it's been quite that long. Graham Thomas out at UBC, another one, but again, I think he took over in like 2013. As here comes Hyington with a shot that's blocked by Picard. Two rather imposing players on defense right now for the Carabins, Picard and Gervais. Laplante chips it over, Gervais. Poking it forward is Laplante. Biesenthal tries to hold it in, and she does. Kylie Lalonde throws it right through the blue paint, and Desroches lets it go. So the GGs on paper had twice as many shots as the Carabins in the first period, but I'd say the script has more or less been flipped in this second period. I wouldn't be surprised if the totals show that Montreal's got twice as many shots as Ottawa in this period.
I would also say that they've had a lot more, I find, offensive zone time, I would say, but also just the opportunities have been more quality, I found, for the Carabins this period as opposed to GG's. And we were saying the complete opposite during the first period here. I think one of the adjustments the Carabins made in the intermission, as well as their defensive zone coverage and how they're really swarming the puck. And one example, I believe it was Biesenthal or Lessard, that was about 2 feet inside the Carabins zone here on the board side, the stand side. And there were about 3 Carabins swarming one GG's player, you know, making sure that they won that puck battle and were able to transition very quickly. So I think that's been a positive change that head coach has really talked about in the intermission.
Yeah, here's where you see, okay, the GGs are down to 10 forwards and 5 defenders, and it could really start to show now as there's a shot, hits something up high and goes into the corner.
Well, it's also the fact, too, that, this second period, it's the long change. So that's a factor as well. And head coach Leclerc is probably saying, hey, they're down a few bodies. Let's tire them out. Make sure that they can't get out of their zone. They can't get that all-important change, and we wear them down.
Yeah, and she, one of the top coaches in all of U Sports. There's a shot by Nadeau that goes wide. Isabelle Leclerc really done a fantastic job leading this Carabin program, and Carabin athletics as a whole has really come on in the past 15 years. We mentioned the football team earlier. This women's hockey program, it's impressive to watch. As icing is, I think, reluctantly called there by the officials.
Well, and it is the right call, as Krasinski was not yet past the red line. She was a little bit before, and unfortunately for the GGs, that is an icing still. So, I think important here is for GGs to win the draw, get it high and hard up off the glass, and try to get that change. Try to maybe have one person who's a little bit less tired than the other 4 on the ice here, and just try to beat out the icing and have the other ones change.
And yeah, it's gonna be hard here, especially with the long change. That's Lefebvre muscling her way to the goal, almost willing it towards the net, but it didn't bother Sarrazin that time.
It was a good job by Birkby as the GGs go ahead and ice it again here, but it was a good job by Birkby impeding a little bit on that opportunity by Lefebvre to get it towards Sarrazin. So the shot up was not as hard as it could have been by any means. And you have a tired group of GGs out here right now.
Yeah, hands on the knees for a couple of them, Birkby included, and she's in to take a big face off and she loses it. Can they make them pay? Caldin with the shot. Ooh, the GGs could have really used that glove save from Sarrazin, as it would have frozen things. But now Laplante has it. She doubles back. A couple of players flying the zone. Now it's Birkby. She's practically gassed here as she moves forward. Still like a turn of pace, though, as she turns in and backhands it forward, kicked away by Desroches. Somehow Maëlle Laplante still enough energy to go down there and pursue that one, but now the GGs got some fresh skaters out there.
They got themselves out of trouble there as, they were so tired. They could have either taken a penalty or let up a goal there, and they didn't. So kudos to them and that mental toughness there that they showed.
Picard off the boards and out. As here comes, that's Amelia Laplante. Misses everyone with the pass, and is that another icing against the GGs? It is.
And, we talk about the change. We talk about the short bench for the GGs. And I think what really comes into play and has to be spoken about, too, this GGs group is, puck management. You're down bodies. It's a long change in the second period. You're playing against a good team. You have to manage the puck. Make the simple plays. Make the simple passes. Nothing fancy. And really just puck management. That's really all I got.
Yeah, and they have to find a way to try to break through this strong Carabin defense. They did once already today, but they'll need to do it at least once more if they want to get points out of this one.
And you have to have a goaltender that's pretty much standing on her head, making stops that she needs to make, but also maybe the ones that you wouldn't expect her to make, and that's Sarrazin there.
Yeah, in fairness to Sarrazin, I don't think she's really... Oh, and here comes Gagnon. A great opportunity for Bilodeau, but she just gets herself crossed up, and it makes its way to Todd. Krasinski, can she shoot? She does. It's saved by Desroches. Big rebound there, it has to be said, but no one in Garnet and Gray picking it up. Jade Todd still going. She shoots. It's loose and rolling. Desroches misses it. Lalonde now battling forward against Gervais. Bilodeau taken hard into the boards. This one pulled around. Krasinski first to it. She hammers it right back where it came from and around. Both teams kind of tired right now as Fontaine half-heartedly gets it to the line, but not out, and now it's picked up by Picard. And it's out of the zone. It has to be said, there hasn't really been many big saves for Sarrazin to make. It's not like she's sprawling across her goal to rob these grade A opportunities, so Ottawa's done a really good job of kind of, as there's Lalonde with the shot, keeping opportunities to the outside.
Smart play there by Pruitt. She was the last one back. Had a couple of Carabin who were looking to spring the zone, just put it back down where it came from.
Yeah, had to be quick with that one as that pass is picked up by Pelletier. Still a couple of tired legs out there for Montreal. Roland tried to take it herself and couldn't get it out. Wiesenthal, centering feed for Birkby, sticks lifted well by Pelletier.
Yeah, very key stick there by Pelletier. And again, she's gassed as she's going off for a well-deserved change there.
So Montreal had some extended zone time in Ottawa's end, and then it's vice versa for the past couple of minutes. 3:50 to go in this first period. No penalties have been called in this second period. Maybe we'll give an announcer's jinx, though, and see if that changes in a moment.
Just jinxed it.
No. Oh, okay, good. Oh, well, I thought the arm was up and I didn't see it.
No, not yet, not yet.
Some kind of a weird too many players on the ice call out of nowhere.
I mean, would we be shocked, though, Graham? we wouldn't be shocked. But to go back to Sarah's a bit, hasn't had to make any, like you said, sprawling stops or standing on her head or anything like that, but making the stops that she needs to make and being steady in between the pipes there gives that team in front of her confidence as well.
Poiré-Lehoux doing it herself. Gets it to Laforge. Is there a centering pass to be had? She goes around the goal. All the way goes for a lap. Now centers it for Poiré-Lehoux. Can't find her. Poiré-Lehoux on it once more. Walking in to the high slot. She'll shoot. Sarrazin, I don't think, had a great view of that one as it sails wide of the goal. Another opportunity stopped by Sarrazin. Oh, it's a bad turnover, a shot, and a big save from Sarrazin off the stick of Garand.
And that was Maëlle Plante, actually, who got her pocket picked there. And you can see Gigi's are just absolutely exhausted. And, hey, we don't blame them. You know, down bodies, long change. You're getting stuck in your zone for a lot of time. Can't clear the puck. That's a huge factor there. But we even saw just a lack in the defensive zone coverage as Gigi's were basically kind of standing around. They couldn't even really get the energy to follow where they should have been to ensure that coverage was well taken care of there.
Todd moves it forward, and it's going to be fielded by Desroches as the icing was waved off, and crashing into the boards is Charlie Healy. Hyington there as well, but skating away with it is Thériault. Poiré-Lehoux has been out there for an awfully long time, and she shoved hard into the boards, and there's that penalty.
Oh, there it is.
Thériault, or it was Poiré-Lehoux who shoved hard into the boards, body checking the call, and Jade Todd heads off.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it as I was following the puck. It was going down into the GG zone, so it was a bit behind the play. But regardless, Jay Todd will go in and serve 2 minutes or less for body checking, I believe was the call. You know, I'm one of those people where I like body contact in a game. You know, some physicality. I just think it needs to be consistent across the board. And so we'll see where this kind of goes here for the rest of the second period as well as into the third period. As I've seen a few body contacts now, and that's the first one, though, that's been called so far.
Nadeau tees one up, and it's blocked by Laplante.
A good block there by Laplante, making sure it doesn't get through to her goaltender.
Pelletier, Lefebvre. Lefebvre still on it as they try to settle the puck down here. The Carabin. Picard. She'll shoot. It's blocked by Lalonde.
Gigi's doing a good job here getting in the lanes.
Lefebvre down low. Great centering pass. It would not go. Somehow wouldn't get into that Gigi's goal. Picard stepping in. Shoots. Blocked by Krasinski. Nadeau now. Back for Picard. Over for Nadeau, walking in and firing one, blockered away by Sarrazin. Nadeau again. She'll shoot. It's off a stick and well out of play.
Yeah, good stick there by Birkby as she went right out to Nadeau. And what she did, and what I liked as well, is that, you know, she extended her stick. She wasn't necessarily going to maybe get her body in the shooting lane there, but she wanted to make sure she at least got her stick on that puck. And so she really extended that out pretty far and went right on Nadeau's stick as she was shooting there.
White knuckle time for Ottawa as they close out this second period on the PK. 1:10 to go in the power play. Picard for Nadeau. They keep that first power play unit out there. Do the Carabin. Picard. Forced around the goal. To Roland. Nadeau. Back for Roland. Moving into the backhand, couple of moves. Oh, would have been a terrific goal. Still might be down and out is Sarrazin, but she's covered the puck as Roland just dipsy-doodled her way in.
Yeah, no, really good stop there by Sarrazin. I liked how it was defenseman's Refim. Oh my goodness, Refim. That was great. Mepham. Mepham and Laplante made sure that Thériault didn't have any extracurriculars there on their goaltender, and really great puck movement there by Roland. What I would challenge from the GG's perspective is, you know, why was Roland able to go and dipsy-doodle the way she did?
Nadeau and Picard still out there. Oh, save made, and it was nearly into the path of Poirier-Leroux. So Isabelle Leclerc leaving this first power play unit out there with the intermission looming. Poirier-Leroux walks in. Thought better of a shot as Thériault's battling in front with Mepfum. Poirier-Leroux still on it. Picard for Nadeau. Looking for a deflection from Poirier-Leroux. It's sitting there in the slot, grabbed by Birkby, who puts it off the boards and out. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Nadeau across for Roland. For Picard flying in. Jade Picard still battling for it. It rolls off her stick, and here's Poirier-Leroux. All of a sudden, these Carabins are a bit tired with 13 seconds to go in the period. Todd having to go behind her own goal, takes a look and doubles back. Oh, and it's a turnover. Dion shoots. It's kicked away by Mepfum. Loose puck. Poirier-Leroux shoots. It's kicked aside by Sarrazin. Frantic action in the last 10 seconds, but the GG survive.
Couple nervy moments there as you had Jay Todd coming out of the box as the penalty expired, tired GG's teammates out there, and one last turnover for some white knuckle moments, like you said there. A couple of nice stops by Sarrazin to close out the second period.
So the goals came in the second, but it was one apiece, and that's where we sit through 2 periods of play. We'll be back in about 20 minutes' time from the Minto Sports Complex. Back for the third between the GGs and the Carabins. It is 1-1 between Les Bleus and the Garnet and Gray, and still all to play for Brianna, although I think the Carabins may have had the advantage in that second period.
Well, so, we've had 2 periods here of hockey. First period, we were saying that GG's probably had the advantage. Second period hockey, probably saying that Carabin had it. So now third period action will be the game changer here, no pun intended.
That one moved forward for Kylie Lalonde. So in that second period, 14 shots for the Carabins, only 2 officially credited to the University of Ottawa, although one of them did go in. And it was off the stick of Beatrice Bilodeau. So we have confirmation of the goals, by the way. Bilodeau gets her 3rd of the season. Lessard officially gets the assist. Jade Picard with her 5th of the year. And Jade Todds to the box once more.
It'll be interesting that she's called for a hooking play when she wasn't actually even in possession of her stick. But regardless, Todd will go to the box for 2 minutes for hooking, and Carabin get an early power play opportunity here, not even a minute into the third period. And huge opportunity for Carabin. Anytime you have a power play, chance, one person more on the ice. I mean, that's not something you ever want to give up as the opposing team, but it's exactly where GGs are at right now, as they have to kill yet another penalty.
Yep, that's the 4th power play opportunity of the game for the Carabins. Unsuccessful thus far. GG's 3 for 3 on the kill. Backdoor pass off the skate of Laloche, and then it's hammered down the ice.
I would have liked to have seen Bilodeau actually take that puck on a skate. She had so much room instead of just smacking it down the ice.
Gervais into the zone. Jen Wakefield on the bench urging Bilodeau to get back into the play, and Bilodeau's back there now, and it's no matter because the puck's down the ice. Berkby first into it, 26 versus 26, as Berkby's going to get into a battle with Gervais. And Gervais who comes away with the puck. Cross-ice pass for Lefebvre. They're onside. Lefebvre throws it behind the goal. Justine Pelletier is going to be first to it. Trying to cycle here with Laloche. Laloche, it's right through the blue paint. Glorious opportunity. It's sitting there in the slot and then hammered over by Nadeau.
Really key sticks there by the GGs.
Picard skates it all the way down the ice, and Kylie Lalonde forces her back. Roland, cross-ice pass, but it rolls over the stick of Thériault, and icing is called as the Carabins ice it on the power play.
Good break there for the GGs. Having an offensive zone face-off here on the PK.
And by the way, those 2 goals in the second period were officially separated by 7 seconds.
So not 9. Close, though.
McLean gets it back to Reese Metfum. She shoots. It's blocked away by Roland. By the way, Maya Dion is the one who gets the assist on Picard's goal. The lone assist credited right now. And Metfum does well to clear her lines. 24 seconds to go in the Jade Todd penalty. Poirelot misses the mark with the pass, and so for the second time on this power play, the Carabins ice it.
Yeah, interesting decision there by Poirier-Lehoux to go and make that long stretch ice pass where it was quite far off the mark. She has a lot of speed. I would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit of carrying the puck and then dishing it off side, like left side or right side, once she was encountering pressure by a GG's forechecker.
Kéléane Nadeau, 5 seconds to go in Jade Todd's penalty. Nadeau for Roland. Todd's out of the box, so we're back to even strength. Maya Laplante backhands it, turns it over to Kéléane Nadeau. Roland trying to step through Berkby, who separates her from the puck. Now it's Dion. Dion shoots. Saved by Sarrazin. Rebound. It's loose in the slot, but grabbed by Lalonde. Forcing it back where it came from is Cardin. Switching the play and then doubling back is Alyssa Biesenthal. Turns the puck over here, though, to Duchesneau. In down low, Camille Dumont. Forcing it back is Dion. Duchesneau is going to pursuit Laplante. Dumont to Duchesneau. Great centering pass. Fontaine saved by Sarrazin. A point-blank opportunity, and she had to be sure of herself coming out and cutting down the angle.
Yeah, good job there by Sarrazin. Like you said, coming out, cutting down the angle, making sure that there really wasn't anything to shoot at. Again, I go back to defensive zone coverage here for the GGs. It was constantly shooting the puck up the board side of the bench side of the ice instead of just switching the play over to where there was more open ice. So Montreal Carabin had that exact idea, put it out into open space, and that was the end result. A huge save by Sarrazin off that opportunity.
Touched forward really well to Hyington. Hyington checked by Nadeau, and she takes the puck away. Hyington has to be careful there with the stick around her, and the official right there making sure everything was clean. Laloche tried to put it through the skates of Healy, who turns it over and dumps it in.
Say good job by Healy coming across and cutting it off there at the blue line.
This one rolls in. Oh, a collision between Neptham and the linesperson. And now GG's have some defending to do, but Amelia Laplante does really well in the backhand to force it forwards. That one misses everyone. Icing's waved off, and Krasinski's going to have to skate it down against the check of Laloche, who we've seen a lot in this third period already.
Yeah, smart reverse there play by Krasinski.
Krasinski moves it in. Icing waved off. Desroches behind her goal, setting it up for her team to try to break out. Jade Picard rings it around. Krasinski not able to hold the line, so the GGs have to touch up. Ariane Gagnon still out there. Remember, she went down in a lot of pain in the first period, but she is still in the game right at the end of the first there with about 2 minutes to go. And now she'll be responsible for putting the puck into the Carabin bench. And one linesman pointed outside, but now the official steps in here with the bands, and he's saying it should go inside. We'll see how they settle this one, and it looks like the linesman wins out. Draw coming outside. So an interesting stat that really epitomizes the GG season so far. They've taken 9 out of 10 points when playing against teams below them in the standings. However, whenever they play a team above them in the standings, the Carabin included, they've only got 1 point out of a possible 12. So that's really the story of the season. They're taking care of business against teams below them in the standings, but they just can't take points off of teams that are above them. And you look to last season, they took care of business against Carleton and McGill. I think they only lost once against those two teams last year. Then they took the season series against Montreal. They took points off of, almighty Concordia, and that's how they were able to get the 3rd seed in the RSCQ playoffs. And a decisive 3rd seed as well, whereas here they're, they could be in a bit of a battle for that 4th playoff spot this year. They do have a game in hand over everyone else in the conference and 2 games in hand over McGill and Concordia, I believe. So they have some catching up to do. This is their last home game of 2023, the GGs. They're on the road at Concordia next Saturday. Nadeau centering it. Sarrazin saw it all the way and kicks it into the corner. Oh, that one takes a weird bounce off the glass and falls right for Bilodeau. Bilodeau had to be careful moving through neutral ice, and she's upended. The arms stay down, so it was more of an incidental collision between Bilodeau and a blue shirt. Metfum. Nice touch pass from Gagnon. Forward by Kylie Lalonde. She'll skate it in herself. Nadeau. Up for Roland. Lefebvre. Oh, Carabin were nearly in full flight, but that's Jade Todd who takes it away and is forced off the puck. Just keeping it in is Charlie Healy. Healy onto her backhand. Couldn't quite pull the trigger, and then it's pushed away by Desroches.
But it was a good step up there by GG's. I believe it was actually Laplante who started it, and then Jade Todd who carried off the interruption there for, a rush opportunity going the other way.
GG's could really benefit from a power play, and there's Roland again. Roland shoots, it's wide. But yeah, GG's could really benefit from a power play. They've had only 1 today, and they've been to the box themselves 4 times. Peltier being forced back by Hyington. She'll shoot, kicked aside by Sarrazin. You get the sense that Sarrazin is going to have to be perfect down the stretch if the GG's want to get points out of this one. Picard. Maya Zion now, and they're all tangled up right at the blue line. The official right there. And Laplante switches, great spin move by McLean, but she then briefly loses the puck. And then centers it, but there's no one home for Ottawa. Lessard up for McLean, but they're offside at the Montreal line. And some sad news to pass along from the RSCQ. Derek Drummond passed away just about a week ago, 3 days shy of his 85th birthday. He was really, well, an unofficial and then an official mentor for the McGill women's program for a number of years and had a tremendous career at the university. He was part of the faculty of architecture seemingly forever and then interim director of athletics as well. Who with a shot just bounces wide. And yeah, passing away at 84 years old a couple of days ago, and I always knew him as the photographer because he was the photographer at McGill varsity events as well, and lovely man. And yeah, unfortunately they'll be holding a celebration of life for him next week, and I know the Martlets program definitely honoring him over the past few days at their home games. Amelia Laplante skates it down. Thériault takes her into the end boards. We've just about reached the midway point of this third period. Still nothing doing. The two goals were very early in the second period, and they were all 7 seconds apart. Bilodeau got the opener for Ottawa, and then Jade Picard countered just a few moments later. Angie Proulx skates it down. Can't get it through Dumont. Now a bouncing puck fielded by, that was Cardin. Banking it forward. Lessard, the transfer from Clarkson, pokes it past Fontaine, and now it's Mylène Lefebvre. Lefebvre, she's got a head of steam. Lefebvre still going here as she shoots. It's stopped by Sarrazin, and there's no rebound.
Yeah, good job by Sarrazin there again, smothering the rebound as well as making the stop. And good rush there opportunity though by Lefebvre, and like you said, a lot of speed there on that opportunity. What I wanted to point out too is that the gap there that the GGs had, way too big. There was really no contention there for Lefebvre. She was skating into the GG zone for that opportunity.
Well, Lefebvre's an interesting story. She's actually from Sudbury and played in Ottawa growing up. She played with the Nepean Wildcats, so she was actually a teammate of Jay Todd and Abby Malotny when she was playing with the Wildcats, and then also spent some time in her hometown with the Lady Wolves organization, who are closely linked with the GGs. A number of former Lady Wolves players have been in Garnet and Gray. Most notably currently Alex Clavel and Taylor Scott, as this one's deflected wide. Garant bringing it around, now turning towards the goal, shooting it, kicked away by Sarrazin. Carabin buzzing here midway through the third period, looking to take the lead for the first time in this hockey game. Roland taken hard into the boards by Krasinski, and that's not cleared by Biesenthal. Can they make them pay? Gervais shoots. It's stopped by Sarrazin.
And lucky there as Lalonde took down the Carabin player, and lucky that there was no call on the play made, as the last thing that the GGs realistically need is another penalty to kill off.
Stick handling around, Laloche. Nice edge work too. And a couple of crossovers to get around. Healy now battling for it along the half wall. Laplante moves it up, that one behind Todd. And the passes have just not quite been on the mark at certain occasions today for Ottawa. And as we said, only 2 shots in that second period. 10 shots so far today, or excuse me, 20 shots through the first 2 were directed on Mika Sarrazin's goal. Berkby fires it up. Ooh, a bouncing puck that's kicked aside by Desroches.
Hey, never a bad chance to put it on net, eh?
Yeah, something crazy could happen. As we said, Desroches has never lost in regulation as a member of the Carabin. 2 overtime or shootout losses to her name, but none in regulation, which is pretty remarkable. That's Duchesneau Duchesneau spins away. Can she make her way to the front of the goal? That's where she's going. It's loose. Sarrazin jumps on it and holds it as bodies fly in front of her.
Yeah, good job by Duchesneau taking the space that was afforded to her and coming out in front. But great job by Sarrazin interrupting a bit and smothering that loose puck that was there to prevent any further opportunities on net.
Draw coming to Sarrazin's right. Time ticking away here for both of these teams to get the maximum points out of this game. Fontaine retreats behind her own net and leaves it for her defense partner, Cardin. Well held by Bilodeau. Lessard is going to battle for this one along the near side boards, and the officials actually saying that one got trapped somewhere, so.
It was a very quick whistle, actually.
Yeah, it may have been
maybe in equipment.
Caught in equipment somewhere. The draw is there. The puck is going to stay in the zone as both teams get fresh legs out. Hyington steps in to take the draw against Lefebvre. And the GGs come away with the puck, but can't connect on the pass to the far side for Krasinski. Here comes Garand with Roland. Looking for Roland. She's forced away by Laplante. Remember the GGs with only 10 forwards today and 5 defenders. Can they hang on against the Carabins? Puck down low and squirting free to the front. It's Laplante who backhands it up, kicked away by Laforge. Now Laplante backhands it forward, and Lalonde could have been in all alone, but Nadeau's going to come back to get it. Can Lalonde create a turnover here? No, Laforge over there to help out. This one all the way down the ice for Proud. They're going to say that one was deflected in, so no icing, and it didn't have the leg anyways. Bilodeau for Gagnon. She was about to get stapled, but it does roll into the GG's bench and draw coming outside. Jen Wakefield and Greg Bowles up on the bench to have a close look at this one as we get down to the closing stages of this game. 1-1 between these two teams. They have a knack for 3-1 games. We remember back to last season, there were a couple of 3-1s between these two, and then so far this season, 3-1 and then 4-1. So someone's going to have to really step up here as LaSalle banks it off the boards. This one along the dasher boards, and now shoved to the ice was Lessard. And now a bit of disjointed play here as Birkby wins herself the puck. Banks it off the boards. Can the GGs fly forward? Biesenthal cross-ice pass. Here comes Jade Todd in. Jade Todd shoots. Desroches got a piece of it with the shoulder and directed it over. Todd still on it. Todd right into the danger area, but it's poked away. Now Mepfam wins it back. Reese Mepfam backhands it down low. Picard battling for it. That one makes its way into the corner for Peltier. Jay Todd backhands it, kicked forward by Picard, and then helped back in to Gervais, who now clears her line. Flying in here, Fontaine. Nice move, but she can't get around Krasinski. Fontaine throwing it to this near side. Bilodeau first to it, and then Lessard helps it forward. Here comes Gagnon. Lessard jumping up as well. Ariane Gagnon shoots. It's saved by Desroches, and she holds the rebound. Under 5 to go from the Minto Sports Complex.
I was just about to say less than 5 minutes to go in this period. And again, you know, we mentioned puck management during the second period, specifically for the GGs. But I'd say really on both sides of the coin here, puck management is huge. You're tied 1-1, less than 5 minutes left to go. GGs are down bodies, so for them, absolutely, puck management is very key. But for Carabin as well, again, you're tied 1-1. You don't really want to give up any unnecessary opportunities for the GGs to capitalize.
The Carabin won't want to see this one go well. Neither team wants to see it go to overtime, but the Carabin especially is on paper. They should be handling this one, but the GG's hanging right with them. Here they come, though. Nadeau. Nadeau forced outside by Prou really well. Nadeau now centering it, and it was Duchesneau who kind of peeled away from the front of the goal. Nadeau still on it. Leaving it now. That's Laforge. Down below the goal line, stops on a dime, tries to jam it in, but Sarrazin's right there with the paddle. Now Gagnon takes a tumble. No penalties yet in this third period. Bouncing puck. Oh, Nadeau just missed it.
What a weird bouncing puck there, as Sarrazin was out of sorts, as well as it took a couple, like you said, unnecessary bounces on it. Yeah, wow, okay. That was a weird one.
It was pinballing through, and Nadeau just couldn't get that hand-eye coordination to direct it towards goal. Sarrazin was nowhere. She was down and out. Here comes Garand. Joanie Garand, it goes wide.
Yeah, she was sent basically sprawling there just in case Nadeau was able to get a stick on it, but lucky for Sarrazin, Nadeau was not really able to.
Poked forward by Laloche, now out of the zone. Chipped forward by Maya Dion. Audrey Gervais now back for Jade Picard, who has the lone Carabin goal today. Oh, great bit of skill there from Jade Picard. Can she take it herself? It's a shot that's deflected into the breadbasket of Sarrazin.
Yeah, it was a nice defensive, evasive move that Picard had done to really lose Berkby on her tail there, and followed up with a good shot on net on Sarrazin.
Now, Picard is, as advertised, one of the top defenders in the entire country. All-rookie team for U Sports last season, a first-team All-Star in the conference as a rookie. Don't see that too often. Roland tried to move. Long drive by Picard, blocked by Biesenthal.
Nice block there, very timely.
Now Biesenthal fans on the pass, but it may work out here for Berkby. Catherine Berkby with a shot from outside. It's well wide. To the far side for Kylie Lalonde. Lalonde pokes it loose. Berkby couldn't direct it on goal. It was blocked. Under 3 to go now. Berkby turning up ice and firing it in there on goal for Desroches to steer into the corner. Nadeau. That one touched forward, and Krasinski hammers it right back where it came from. Dropping it off. Here comes Kellyanne Nadeau, who had that great opportunity a couple moments ago. Pass picked off by Maëlle Laplante, and she dumps it in.
Yeah, good read there by Maëlle Laplante to break up that pass.
Hyington's going to skate down this one. Leaves it behind the goal for Charlie Healy. Now trying to cycle it here are the GGs. Healy, Hyington, and Todd out there among the forwards. Laplante, good move. Laplante shoots. It's blocked by Hyington. It falls right to Thériault. Laplante pokes it forward. Still she goes. Maëlle Laplante. Charlie Healy's in a great position. There she is, but it's just off of her stick. Bilodeau, under 2 to go. Jade Todd, she'll shoot, blocked by a couple of Carabin that time. Passing it forward, Garand with a couple of teammates jumping up into the rush as well. Joanie Garand doubling back. Picard shoots, it's blocked up high. Gagnon with the block. And she turns the puck back over to Jade Picard. Picard still going. Here comes Jade Picard, the game on her stick. Great save by Sarrazin. It's loose in the middle and then cleared away, and it's picked up by Lessard. Back the other way come the GGs now. She'll move it forward. Icing being signaled and icing being called, as it was a race there between Peltier and Gagnon. Sarrazin with the big timely save when she needed it most.
Yeah, Sarrazin with a huge save there, and again, you can see Gigi's just absolutely laboring as Picard had a head full of steam and was able to actually get around basically all 4 of them.
I wonder if Jen Wakefield doesn't take a timeout here with those tired legs, but no, they're going to let him play. Entering the final minute now, the Carabin pressing the GGs with some tired legs out there. Gagnon throws her stick at it, but they can't get it out of the zone. Laplante high off the glass, and it is out. Lessard, who still has some gas left, is going to chase it down. 3 fresh legs out for Ottawa. Lessard gets it, and she shoots. It's kicked away by Desroches. She wasn't heading on goal anyways. Laloche. Across for Krasinski. This one up and it misses Kylie Lalonde. Kellyanne Nadeau across the red line. That one's banked in. And here comes Kylie Lalonde. Touched in by Nadeau, so no icing to be called. And it's with Gervais anyways, who retreats behind her goal. 15 seconds, one last rush here for the Carabins. They turn the puck over, however, for Laplante. And banks it up for Kylie Lalonde. Around Nadeau, 4 seconds to go. So the GGs will escape here with at least a point. Remarkable considering what they were coming in against.
Yeah, definitely, I would say almost an underdog situation here. As like we said, a lot of bodies down on the GG side of things. And, you know, it shows a lot of resiliency, right, and a lot of character. And I think coaching staff for the GGs have to be pretty proud of how the team has come out and played 60 minutes of hockey.
Yeah, and, you know, you look at how they've played against the Carabins recently, bounced in the playoffs last year, and then earlier this season not having a ton of luck against them, and now coming in, and oh my goodness, they've only got 10 forwards and 5 defenders, but they've really done well here to get at least a point. This is only the second point they've taken off a team above them in the standings this season, and they'll try to get one more here in overtime. Last time these two teams went to overtime, well, we all remember what happened there with the Carabins winning in the RSEQ semifinals.
Each team just taking a few minutes here to, you know, prepare their players on the ice, maybe draw up some plays. There's going to be a lot of open ice here for both teams. And again, GG's already a laboring group. Like you said, 10-5, already played 60 minutes of hockey. So I think, again, quick shifts is going to be the name of the game, as well as that puck management. I mean, if you don't have anything, hang on to the puck and wait for reinforcements. I find sometimes the GGs have been throwing away pucks instead of just hanging on to them because maybe they're tired or they don't have anywhere to go. And again, puck management is so key, making sure that you're not just giving it away unnecessarily for those opportunities for the Carabins, because eventually they're going, you know, someone's going to capitalize on them.
The GGs have been to overtime twice already this season, against Carleton and then against Concordia. Unsuccessful in both trips to the extra frame, but they did survive the first 5 minutes. Or do they go for 4-on-4? Or do they go right to 3-on-3 here, Brianna? I haven't called RSEQ hockey, and they're always changing the rules. It is 4-on-4.
It is 4-on-4 first. Then, if you know, unsuccessful, we move to 3-on-3 for that second overtime.
So curiously, the GGs have made it through the first overtime unscathed in both of their opportunities to get to the overtime period, but then they've lost it when it's gotten to 3-on-3. We'll see what happens today. The last time the GGs had an overtime winner, it was actually against Concordia last January. Ariane Minville got the winning goal. She's not in the lineup today. So it's Laforge, Garand, Poirier-Leroux, and that's Nadeau for the Carabins. Ooh, heavy collision there. Nothing coming as Poirier-Leroux takes a tumble.
I'm actually really surprised that there was no call on that, to be honest.
Laforge into the zone, dropping it off for Poirier-Leroux. Lots of space to walk in and shoot. It's blocked by Amelia Laplante, and it's tied up in her equipment. Poked back away here by the Carabins. Picard gets it to Garand. Back for Jade Picard. She walks in and shoots, saved by Sarrazin, and then it just squirts wide.
Smart play by Birkby there. She didn't like what she saw and turned back. Doesn't have a lot of reinforcements to help her out in the defensive zone.
GGs were getting a change in, and Biesenthal now there to help. Steps past one, but then the pass can't find the mark for Birkby. Ooh, mishandled there by Birkby, and Laplante takes a tumble. Can the Carabins make them pay here with the puck deep in the zone? No, it's gathered by Catherine Birkby. Moved forward by Alyssa Biesenthal. But Jade Picard takes the puck away. Here comes Picard. Been out for a bit of a long shift here, Jade Picard, but she's still going. Doubles back, Laplante staples her to the boards. Calmly shoves it to Roland. She could be a really dangerous player in overtime. And Roland still goes. She shoots. It's blocked by, and still it's Roland. as LaPlante had no idea where that puck was. It was right in her skates. Krasinski steps around. Fires it towards her own bench, where fresh off that bench is Hyington. Hyington gallops in. Hyington around the goal. GG's haven't had much action down to our right in this overtime period. To the point for Amelia LaPlante. She'll shoot it intentionally wide as it ricochets to Hyington. Out there with Jade Todd and Angie Proulx. And it looks like the Carabins may win this puck here. Nope, Todd gets on it. Todd in the corner. Fresh off the bench is Bilodeau. Bilodeau battling still. It's Beatrice Bilodeau. Backhands it just wide.
Good battle won there, though, by Bilodeau. Completely out-muscling her opponent there for that opportunity on net.
Bilodeau looking for her second. As this passes up for Pelletier, who touches it in wisely, so icing will be waved off. Sarrazin behind her goal, leaves it right for Pelletier, and that could have been a dangerous play, but it's picked up by Le Sort. Under 2 to go in the first overtime period as Le Sort chips it past. Le Sort flies in there trying to get around Laforge. And Laforge wins that battle. Up for Garand, 2-on-2, make it a 3-on-2 for Les Bleus. Actually, they're gonna get a partial change in as Garand takes it into the zone. Doubling it back and shooting, a good save by Sarrazin. Now it's Berkby who takes a tumble. Officials aren't going to be calling anything in overtime here. Garand for Le Sort. She's at the end of a shift. Krasinski's up there with her. Krasinski, could she be an overtime hero? Imagine that. Krasinski going right to the goal. She's forced away. Now she's caught about 200 feet from her own net, and Krasinski will labor off the ice to the bench. Not fully cleared. LaPlante for Angie Proulx. She'll shoot. It's deflected wide. Rebound for Berkby. She fires it over the goal. Breathless stuff here as all of a sudden the GG's with a flourish. LaPlante with Picard checking her. Can't find Biesenthal with the pass. Picard again. Almost playing like a forward here in overtime. She's taken into the boards by LaPlante. Jay Todd over there. She's shoved to the ice. Nothing coming. Whistles are definitely going to be away in overtime. Can the Carabins do something here? Picard gets poked away. Can Proulx fly forward? Surely a penalty. Nothing coming. The officials letting him play. Picard up for Nadeau. Nadeau's going to chip it past Biesenthal. Trying to double it back. Jade Todd gets it with 3 seconds to go in the first overtime period. One last chance maybe for Lefebvre. It won't come. So good action, but nothing quite doing in that first 5 minutes.
And you can see GG's bench absolutely livid with the lack of calls, as especially this last one here where Proulx could have been well on her way for a breakaway but was completely tripped up with no call. Regardless, 4-on-4 of OT was unsuccessful for both teams, so we will head into a 3-on-3, and we just see assistant captain here for GG's, Jade Todd, having a couple words with one of the officials, as you know, no one on the GG side is happy with the whistles being put away.
Yeah, they're not going to call much in overtime.
But that one there on Proulx, that's a game changer. I mean, that was a break or potential breakaway opportunity. That one, I mean, I agree with putting the whistles away to an extent and letting both teams play, but for something that's that blatant, whether it's against GG's or it's against Carabin, I mean, that's something, in my opinion, you need to call it so blatant. Yeah,
the official right on the scene had a great angle on it too, but not enough there for them, I suppose. So we head to the 5th period, so to speak, as it'll be 3-on-3, and you thought that was breathless hockey. Buckle up, this could be something else.
And, you know, again, with 3-on-3 hockey, both sides have some players who like to skate. I think of Picard on the Carabin, and then you do have a couple individuals on GG's side who like to skate. I think of Maëlle LaPlante being one of them. There's going to be no shortage of empty space to skate here in this 3-on-3 extra time period.
And it's always curious to see if coaches go for a 2-1 setup, so to speak, or a 1-2.
I mean, I think it depends on the players that you have, right? But I agree with you. I personally would opt, if you have a strong defenseman who can play both offensively as well as be strong defensively, going with 2 forwards and 1 defenseman.
Now, we'll have to see what each team rolls out here. By the way, the long change no longer in effect. They do it for the first 4-on-4, but then they don't keep it for the 3-on-3, which is interesting. I mean, I think if you want it, if you want the game solved in overtime, I think you keep the long change. But we go like this. So it's Garand, Poirier-Leroux, and Nadeau for Les Bleus, Le Sort, Bilodeau, and Laplante. So both teams going with the 1-2 setup, 2 forwards out there. I think the GGs, Bilodeau was a bit slow coming off the bench. I think the GGs actually wanted to see what the Carabins put out there before deciding which personnel they were putting on the ice. Here comes Garand with a head of steam. She shoots it over the goal. That one ricochets all the way back for Nadeau.
And this is where, your shot attempts, you have to be so intentional with them, because as that opportunity, it went right around, and GGs could pick it up and go on a rush the other way.
Laplante banks it back to herself. Fresh legs out there. Catherine Birkby out for Ottawa. And here comes Picard for the Carabins. Picard's actually going to get on this puck because it was an errant pass. She's liable to lug it herself. Picard, and here she comes. Picard, oh, and now the arm goes up. Yep, clear call there by the official. Picard went down, and it's the dangerous player who draws the penalty.
And you can see Gigi's bench absolutely, again, living with this, because there was the exact same play that happened during the 4-on-4 OT period when it was Prue who was taken down, and there was no call on the play. So Gigi's bench really unhappy with that.
And Isabelle Leclerc immediately calls for a timeout. She wants to draw something up, wisely calling for it early. So the GGs have an opportunity here to regroup, as do the Carabins. They'll draw something up here for an extended 4-on-3. Yeah, and I thought that was a trip personally. I don't know. It looks like a trip to me.
100% it was a trip.
Okay.
100% it was a trip. But what I'm saying, though, is that you have to be consistent across the board, and it was the exact same play that happened during the 4-on-4 OT period. So, hey, that is 100% a trip, but so is the one during the 4-on-4. So if you're not going to call that one, then you don't call this one either.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah. And the GGs, the coaches are always going to advocate for their team. 100%. Whether they agree with it or not, they're going to advocate.
No. Even if it makes no sense, they're still going to go ahead and do it. Us up here, we look at it a little bit more logically, I'd like to think.
So here we go, 4-on-3 for 2 minutes, and then when Krasinski exits the box, it would be 4-on-4 until the next whistle. But still a bit to decide before that happens, and Picard can't hold the zone.
Oh, Birkby almost able to pick it off the
card
there.
She's gambled here. Are they open at the back here? Garand dropping it off. Poirier-Leroux. Great save by Sarrazin. And Picard was right there looking for the rebound. Garand for Picard. Poirier-Leroux, centering feed, just missed. How did Garand get on that one?
Huge stick lift there by Lalonde, who had dropped down.
Nadeau. Shooting saved by Sarrazin.
Good job by Sarrazin to smother that as well. Anytime I think that Sarrazin is able to go and take a whistle for her team, break up the play, it's going to be really helpful during this PK.
Yeah, and remember, the GGs still have their timeout as well. So if they survive this PK, they might use it, if they ice the puck again. As we said, the Carabins just used theirs. Nadeau, after a very clean face-off win by the Carabins. That was a big face-off. Picard! Oh, it just goes wide. She nearly had her second.
Good job by Bilodeau winning that battle and then being able to clear the puck as well.
McLean pursues this one on Picard. Joanie Garand for Poirier-Leroux in there onside. Trying to step back. McLean nearly won it right away. Bilodeau, can she clear the zone on her backhand? No, she doubles it back. McLean's going to have to be first to the puck. And she is. Very good play, dumping it down. It's a wholesale change for Ottawa.
A lot of hustle there by McLean, being able to get over there, and not only that, but be able to not get down the ice.
40 seconds to go in Krasinski's penalty. Here comes Roland. Roland dropping it off for Laforge. Calmly set up here by Les Bleus. To the far side, that's Gervais. Audrey Gervais, backdoor feed, and then loose in the middle. Roland put it wide. This one along the boards and out. Laforge can't quite get there.
GG's doing a good job of killing this off. I mean, 4-on-3 is never an easy PK to do.
Bilodeau has it, and she'll double back. 10 seconds until Krasinski's back out of the box. Throwing forward for Lalonde. Laforge there first, however. Krasinski's out of the box, so now it's 4-on-4 until the next whistle. And Krasinski's on the puck. And she muscles it forward. She was across the red line, so icing's waved off. Roland at the breakout point. For Laforge, banking it forward for Justine Pelletier.
Good job by Lessard there, and Pelletier was by herself, so smart play by Lessard to close her down early.
Yep, Lessard, she created Beatrice Bilodeau's goal very early in the second period. The lone goal the GGs have gotten today. Up for Laloche. Laloche centering it, no one home. Picard on it again, the dangerous player for the Carabins. Gets it to Pelletier. Pelletier shoots, blocked by Birkby. Can Birkby go back the other way? Here comes Birkby with Angie Prou. Birkby takes it herself and shoots. It's saved by Desroches, who was sliding backwards. Birkby cleaned out, or excuse me, no, it was Prou was cleaned out at the end of the play, right in front of the official, who's not calling anything.
Except for that one that they did call in this period. But no, it was a good play by Birkby, as again, she closed down in that shooting lane, made a really key block, and then not only that, got her gears going and went in for that opportunity, making a good shot on Desroches there. And I think had there been a rebound, Prou would have been streaking in right at that good moment. And we are back to 3-on-3 as there was a whistle, so it is no longer 4-on-4, but 3-on-3.
Yes, we are back to 3-on-3, and it was wide open through those first couple of minutes before the penalty. A minute to go, though, in this second overtime period. Hyington nearly a nice move, but Poirelou got it. Amelia Laplante to Jade Todd. Todd throwing it towards the goal. Desroches saw it all the way, with Hyington bearing down on her.
And it was a good job by Desroches to make sure that there was no rebound. You know, we've seen earlier times in the game where there have been quite some big rebounds and resulted in potential opportunities for the GGs hanging around the net, but that was well done there.
Lessard, Bilodeau, and Laplante out for Ottawa. Thériault, Laforge, and Roland for les Bleus. Thériault, she'll spin back. 39 seconds here. Can the Carabins queue up a rush? No, not according to Laplante, who takes Roland right into the boards. Laforge going to skate in herself with Bilodeau in pursuit. Laplante over there to help out. She was looking for Lessard, and that's a brief miscue by Roland. Here comes Lessard. Lessard shooting, blocked by Roland, still there, kicked away, loose puck, great save by Desroches. Her best of the night is her last in open hockey.
Yeah, that was a great stop there by Desroches. Good opportunity by Lessard, but huge stop by Desroches.
So Desroches saves her best for last, but she'll need a couple more as we go to the shootout.
But you know what, that's the reason right there that it's even going into a shootout. So great stop there by Desroches, well done. So
this is the GG's first shootout of the season. You remember last year they actually went to a shootout against the Carabins with Aude Racine in goal, and Alyssa Biesenthal was the hero in that one. She actually scored twice, remarkably, because after the first three shooters, you can send whoever you want. I love that rule personally. So much drama. And I think Abby Malotny also got a goal in that particular shootout.
Yeah, so much anticipation, with the shootout.
You know, deciding who you're going to send. And for the GGs, I mean, you'd have to think Biesenthal will get out there at some point. You know, you look down the lineup.
Maybe a Bilodeau. You know, she's had a good game. You know, maybe a Lessard. She's got some nifty hands as well. Perhaps a Gagnon.
Yeah, you know, it's always interesting looking at the personality of the player, too, where sometimes you think, oh, she's, of course, definitely going to take a shot. But then, you know, it's just not really in their, you know, personality to be the one. Yeah, exactly, your repertoire. Looking at the Carabins, I think Roland will perhaps be selected. I think you give the shot at Picard. Why not?
Yep.
But we shall see. Sarrazin has been in shootouts before for Ottawa and has performed admirably. I remember a marathon shootout last season against Bishops where they were just going back and forth. I think they made it to the sixth round. And Sarrazin was very good. And it's Roland who, well, as we anticipated, is the first shooter for Les Bleus. Roland against Sarrazin to start us off. Oof, no mistake about it.
Wow.
Forced Sarrazin back into her crease and put it top shelf. We'd seen it all game from Roland.
I really thought, though, that you know, she was maybe going to do a deke, or I wasn't quite sure. She was slowing down quite a bit, but she made absolutely no mistakes there and roofed it. And now for the GGs, we have Birkby coming out here to take the first shot.
Yeah, Birkby took the odd penalty opportunity last season as well. Here she comes on Desroches. Oh, a couple of nifty moves, but Desroches does really well to stay with her.
Yeah, Desroches did a really good job tracking, and I like those nifty moves and head fakes that Birkby threw in. I think had she just, lifted the puck on her backhand instead of trying to stuff it, Desroches was already down and could have had a goal.
And now it's Laloche who's featured sparingly today, but we're going to see what she can do here. Weaving in, going to force Sarrazin back. Oh, and then she loses the puck, so they won't even get an opportunity off there, will the Carabins. So the GGs now with an opportunity to respond, and here comes Beezer.
Yeah, and again, we're not shocked here, as we were thinking that it was going to be Biesenthal featured at least one of the three shooters, and here she is.
Well, they can't afford to wait as they're down by one, so here comes Biesenthal. She loves a move to the backhand, but she can take it to her forehand as well. Let's see. And no, not much going on there for Biesenthal. She just fired it right at Desroches, and it was a routine save, and now the Carabins can win it.
Yeah, she started out well, though. I thought, like you said, going to go to the backhand, maybe go to the forehand, but yeah, didn't end up doing too much there.
And it's Picard. Who else for the Carabins? Quickly becoming one of those great Carabins players they've had over the years, Jade Picard. Can she get them an extra point here? Yes, she can. No, she can't. Where's the puck? She went clattering into the post, and somehow it stayed under Sarrazin.
It was an interesting play there. Not quite sure what happened there, but regardless, Jade Picard is not successful on her attempt, and we have Beatrice Bilodeau coming out for the third shooter for the GGs.
And so it's Bilodeau with the game on her stick, needs to score to extend the shootout here for the University of Ottawa. Beatrice Bilodeau rolling puck, it rolls off her stick, and Maud Desroches makes the save anyways, and the Carabins escape with full points. So the Carabins win it. It took them a while. The GGs really pushed them today, but it is Les Bleus who will be going back to Montreal with 2 points. This the final GGs home game of 2023. So we will sign off Brianna, and the GGs are on the road next weekend against Concordia before they pause for the holiday break.
And before we go ahead and sign off, just going to quickly get to the 3 stars for this afternoon's game. So many movements that were happening here with the stars. But with the 3rd star of this game from Montreal Carabins, it is number 27, Jade Picard. For the 2nd star from your U Ottawa GGs, it's number 20, Beatrice Bilodeau with her goal, and just an overall great game, quite honestly, as well. And then for the 1st star this afternoon, really none other than number 4 from the Carabins, Juliette Roland, as she had a pretty tremendous game throughout the entire 5 periods that were played, and then the OT, shootout winner there.
So that'll do it from the Minto Sports Complex. For Brianna Newell, I'm Graham Naismith. We'll see you in the new year.